Hey, well, welcome to Get in the Herd. And guess what? Today we've got my sick girl over here.
You know?
And what are you now? Because last time you were on here, you introduced yourself as the PP lady, and now what is it?
Yeah, I'm no longer the PP lady. So I'm Dixie. I'm the director of female programs here at the McShin Foundation, and I'm also an alumni.
Woo woo! And guess who we got over here now?
How you doing? I'm Mo. I'm the men's program director.
And when you say how you doing, who you think was going to respond?
I'm talking to the world.
The world.
How you doing, world?
Who
We
are
got
you?
Mo.
Hey, how y'all doing?
So,
Who are you?
Did I tell y'all who I was?
No.
No.
Oh, I'm Joyce. Enough said. No, I'm in the I'm the intake coordinator. Actually, now since I'm sitting with the director of male programs and the director of female programs, director of admissions. That's what they be saying sometimes.
Is that what they call you?
Sometimes.
That sounds pretty cool.
It depends though. Depends on how many people I got around me that's in what level. Like sometimes if I'm speaking in front of other directors at
That's what I'm gonna start
hospitals,
calling you because it sounds better.
director of admissions. I mean, I could be whatever you need me to be.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's exciting. So I thought today we'd just have a chat. Me and Dixie, we haven't been on in a while. Unfortunately, with her getting fortunately, with her getting her new role, she's been really busy. I've been really busy as doing intakes. So we came back just to say hi to everyone, doing one more show. And then we brought Mo with us because we thought it would be a great day for us to get to know the directors that, people who watch over the guys and the girls.
Right.
And the one that brings them in.
I just want to say it's pretty cool because me and Joyce was doing the podcast. She was like, Dixie, you have to do it with me for old time's sake. And I was like, all right, duh, of course. And then she told me we were bringing Mo on, and these are like my people. So like, I was so excited. I was like, we're going to have fun today, y'all.
Yeah. We don't even know how to act.
Yeah.
We had to give Mo some do's and don'ts though.
Yeah.
Some things we had to say no to.
Yeah.
He thought it was the Howard Stern
He's
show.
scared to
I'm a
talk
loose
now.
cannon. No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Have you ever been on the show before?
A couple times, like in the early inception to get on the herd.
Sweet.
Yeah, but he hasn't been with us.
I got a lot of work to do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is part of the job too. I mean, we gotta kind of promote and let
Community
people
outreach.
Represent.
recovery, man. It can be fun. You get to. I never would have been on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I would have.
Mm-mm.
Like out getting
What,
high
smoking
and stuff.
crack?
Yeah, smoking crack. Hey, I'm on the podcast. Nah,
No.
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have been a good look.
Yeah.
So with us both having y'all on here, like, when you both are fairly new Mo, you've been director for a year now?
Yeah.
Has it been a year? Wow. And Dixie, it's been a few months now.
It's
right?
been
like 3 months?
it's been like no, oh
3
girl,
months?
no, it's been like almost 2 months, I think.
Really?
I think
Wow. So where did you guys how do you feel about the position? Like, how do you feel like because I feel like both of you guys are a perfect fit for the position. Like you've got the compassion, but you got like the strength, you know what I mean? But you've got the live experience. Like, yeah, dude, I know where you're coming from. Like, we had a situation earlier and I was talking with a gentleman, that wanted to leave, and then you came in with a different perspective, and I'm like, yeah,
I think that's here at McShin. I was thinking about it earlier. Like everybody that works here, I feel really privileged to work here because I feel like every single person that works here is a leader in their own respect, and could lead. I mean, it's an amazing team of people. But I mean, as far as my job goes, I mean, that after I got my CPRS and started to kind of learn about what this all is, man, and just actually just being here, because it took a lot of this is you kind of learn on the fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
You can have it's about so much you can instruct a person to do as far as learning to work with people. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to kind of ease into it, and luckily I feel like, not being, I don't know, overconfident or anything, but I do have that ability to kind of connect and link with
Yeah,
people.
absolutely.
And that's pretty
key.
cool.
That's key because you can't really do this position if you can't
No.
connect, right?
It would be impossible.
Absolutely. And Dixie, like with you kind of just came into it, but you were able to connect with the girls right away, and I think you did really well.
Yeah, it's something like, so I had to have this like learning experience. I don't even know if I've talked to you about this yet, but I've talked to a few people where I'm like up here all the time, most of the time, and I like to joke around and have fun. So like, I feel like when I was in the I was the pee lady.
Mhm.
Like I could like, yeah, that was me.
Joyce's words.
Yeah.
Pee lady.
Mo, he would call him down the hallway. Here's your pee lady.
That's how I've got you labeled in my phone: drugs and pee.
Unbelievable.
Dixie,
Um,
AKA.
But like I dealt mainly with the men because they're up here every day, where versus only dealt with the women once a week. And I was like, stern with my work, but like I didn't have the position I have now where I had to like be kind of like authoritative in a sense. So moving into that position was kind of hard because a lot of the people that I oversee now have been here for a long time. So they knew me before I even started here. And then some of them I lived in recovery housing with. And then other ones, they knew me when I was working upstairs and I was like real lax, and would just talk shit all the time and have fun. So like moving into this position, it's like I'm still like that, but I think sometimes like it gets a little confused when I have to like be stern and like put my foot down sometimes. So like it was an adjustment when I first came in, and I talked about it with a few people, and now it's like a whole bunch of new people that only know me for this position. So like the adjustments went pretty well, and I feel like people are starting to respect me for the position I have now. But I love it. I love working with the women. Like I said previously a minute ago, was mainly I was working with the women before the men. Now I'm working with the women. And I like it. That's what I would rather be doing, And a lot of like I just had to have a sit down with one of the girls, and she was talking about like what got her here, and that is literally that is my. Is that my phone ringing?
Yeah, that's your phone ringing.
I have it on
Mine's
silent. I have my mom down as an emergency person, so even if it's on silent, it rings just in case it's an emergency. And it might be an emergency. Anyways, but yeah, so it's just an adjustment basically. But I enjoy working with the women. But I'm so ADD. What I was saying was
Squirrel.
Literally. I was sitting down with one of the girls prior to coming in here, and she was saying like what got her here, and like what her goal was, and I was like, dude, that was literally the exact same situation I came into. And my goal was the exact same as hers for the most part. So I was like, I felt like that was me almost 3 years ago sitting there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like shit comes full. Can I say that?
Yeah.
You've already said it 5 times.
I cuss a lot. I feel like it gets my point across. But it comes full circle, and it's just like I love talking to women like that I relate to. Of course, any women, but like specifically like in that situation, because I know like I could really help her because like I have lived experiences in that exact situation.
Yeah, I think it's really important because you weren't through McShin, but you were in another recovery organization before when you were in your beginning of your recovery. So it helps, right? Like,
yeah, most definitely. I mean, and one thing I would like to say, like Dixie, like going from the PP lady, to the women's director, it seemed almost seamless. It appeared seamless. I mean, you come in and you slid right in really nicely, and it's pretty cool that you actually came through McShin. I thank my higher power that I did get recovery. I didn't come through McShin, but you kind of know how the McShin way is.
Yeah.
I kind of had to learn that, but I mean, it's another great thing about this whole thing is that recovery is recovery. And it's all about the connections with the people.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing is that, and this is why it's so important to be in recovery. I think in doing our position is like for myself as intake, I take my job as remembering the first day I walked through them doors to McShin, because that's what it's so easy for us to forget is where we started at. You know what I'm saying? The real stuff. Like we've got some time now, right? What you just celebrated 4?
Now
3?
A little
Three
bit
over
under
half?
3.5.
3.5, right? And then you're almost at 3. I'm almost at 3. So we,
God, it's just so crazy.
Yeah.
Like when you say that.
Yeah. Well, like me and Dixie came through together. So that's still odd, but we're not going to talk about that today. When I was left in the parking lot.
We're not talking about that.
Story? But anyway.
We'll get to that after.
But, I treat every intake as how I felt the very first day that I came into McShin, knowing that I felt nervous and I didn't know anybody. I was scared. And, that's why I kind of joke and I smile and I laugh all the time. But a lot of people say I'm like one of the best, like a good person to fit to be the first person someone meets, because I guess because I don't have to be the authoritative person until I have to be.
Yeah.
But I can definitely switch it.
Yeah.
But normally I just like to smile and I like to welcome people. But it's really important for us never to forget. And I think that's what both of you guys always think about. Is like you said, when you met with her, you thought about, wow, that was me.
Mm-hmm.
And so you remember, like, how was I at that point? And which helps us when we deal with them as well, because
Absolutely.
where was my mind at when I was, getting high or still wanting to? What was I thinking? So we've got some comments. You want to read those, Dixie? Because you've got the great eyes of a 27-year-old.
My dad sent a heart dad.
Heart dad.
Heart back to you. Honesty said recovery equals connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to have connection in order to maintain recovery.
And then she said again, I will never forget being dope sick. Me neither.
Yeah, and see, and I wasn't dope sick, but I was alcohol sick, and that's just alcohol sick every day. Dope sick's when you guys stop doing dope. With alcohol sick, you're out sick every freaking day until you can drink. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget that. And anytime I think I'm gonna forget, I'll have someone walk through the door who's got the shakes, who's sick, and I don't know. To me, that's like the biggest thing is when I see them walk through the door, and then we see them after a week. Just like an alumni that came back, a week ago. You remember how sick he was when he first came back?
Oh yeah, didn't.
And then you see him today, and he's like so much better. You know what I mean?
Like personality's back, making jokes. He's looking better.
But he's like a little chunkier too.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little fatter. Not even Thanksgiving.
Not yet. I was just waiting. Thanksgiving is in fact coming.
Yes.
So Mindy Johnson said, congratulations on y'all's recovery. Just celebrated my 1 year.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mindy. That's awesome. That's a great accomplishment. Y'all remember y'all's first year?
Girl, do I?
I was so excited for every tag.
Yeah, and now I gotta wait a year to get them.
I know.
Yeah.
Where do they do that at? But but I used to be so excited when I got the 30-day tag. That was the biggest one. Then you get the 60-day, the 90-day,
6 months,
6 months,
9 months,
9 months,
18
and a year.
in a year.
Yeah,
A year and
18.
then
18 months and then 12 months.
We know math good.
All right.
I just remember
These are our leaders.
I remember I used to be so excited to pick up a key tag, but I was so nervous. Like I almost would not go do it. My anxiety gets the best of me, and I would be so scared to get up and pick up the key tag in front of people. I always did it, but I was like, man, I could just wait till the end of the meeting.
Yeah.
I always feel like it's a big
fly.
break.
Yeah.
Come get the white. It's the best one in town.
Yeah.
The white key tag.
All of that stuff. That's what it is. Yeah, that's the pathway.
But I give kudos to those that can go back and pick up the white key tag.
Yeah.
The ones that don't try to hide it, because that's really when you're willing and you're ready to do it, is when you're willing to go pick up that. It doesn't matter how many you pick up. That's one thing I've always said is that, I don't fault anyone for what they do, because they keep trying.
Yeah.
I
envy people like that are able to come back and pick up a white key tag, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I would be able to. I don't know if I were to leave, if I would be able to come back. And I know a lot of people carry the guilt and the shame, and they might be embarrassed or whatever the case may be, which is all the feelings I know I would feel. So the fact that they're able to put all that shit to the side and be able to come back and redo it again, more power to them, because I don't. So I love seeing that. I love seeing that is what I'm getting at.
That amount of humility that comes with that. I mean, when you have to really humble yourself and say, look, man, I did this. I need to come back and face it. When I see people I know people that have gone out and come back, and when they come back and do it, it's like, man, I'm so happy to see
Heck yeah, I'm proud of you.
back. Because so often now it's
they don't
make it back.
Some people don't come back,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, man, I'm so glad that you made it back.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about McShin too, because everyone knows this is home, dog. I mean, if there's anywhere I can go, and we don't ever have any kind of judgment. We don't ever say, damn, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on.
That's part of the peer experience.
Yeah.
I mean, the lived
It's like a
experience
straight
and the
love,
peer experience is like, I noticed over the past couple months, we've had about, I don't know, 4 or 5, it seemed like people come back.
Just the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is a safe place. This is where you can come. And there's a lot of people. And sometimes, and I know some people may not agree with me, but sometimes relapse could be necessary for some individuals.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean. Because some people, they just go shoom and they're just all about recovery, but it's kind of like a dry recovery.
Mhm.
And, they're not working on different things. And I know you guys looking at me like you probably do a dry recovery, but I still work on
No.
myself.
No.
I know. I'm messing with
I'm
y'all.
like wondering.
but but anyway, but but I've known people who've relapsed and came back as a better person that they were when they were originally in recovery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they originally in recovery, they felt themselves all the way up here. They didn't relate with other individuals, and then they relapsed and they just came back better. So sometimes it's just, it's necessary to kind of remember, to remind you, because it's so easy, like I said earlier, to forget where we started.
I told my sponsor that like a couple of weeks ago. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I'm glad I had a trial run at this first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's
That's same here. I mean, after my initial 8 months when I came in, I got from my pathway, I got a sponsor. I did step work. I did all the things, went to meetings every day. I did all the things and still went back out after 8 months. And that month number 4, after I was out, I stayed out for 4 months. And when I came back, you don't lose that knowledge. You
Right.
might make some missteps, but you don't lose that knowledge.
yeah.
So I already had a good idea of what needed to be done, and I came back. And for one thing, the using, I was really like, I'm really done with it. And then as far as just the getting clean and staying clean and learning to recover part, I already knew what some of it was about. I just had to kind of take another look at it.
Yeah.
And that was good too, because in my pathway, like we have step work and stuff like that. And so when I go back and look at the differences in my mindset between the first time I did my first step and the next time,
It was a big difference.
a huge difference.
Oh yeah,
you know?
because you're
And
more
that-
open and you knew.
that helped to catapult me up to today. So
Yeah.
Right.
so far so good.
Plus, it's
You know?
definitely sometimes necessary. Joe Pelicani, my boy.
Joe P.
Says I agree with Joyce, of course.
Unreal.
And he's glad his homie came back, boy.
Love and respect, brother.
Yeah, came back and now he's 3 and some change. So, but yeah, that's what I'm saying is, for those out there, don't feel like, okay, well, damn, I done did it now. And there's no going back. Oh, there's always always a time to come back. Every day that you wake up is your opportunity for change. I know I say it all the time, but I'm a true believer of it. Just because we're in a certain situation today doesn't mean we have to stay in that situation tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Real shit.
That's another good thing too. I was just thinking too, like I've started
I
to
said
kind of
shit.
really bring it up now, but
I said
Like-
shit for you.
working here, it's kind of a
Eye-opener, humbler.
not
Oh.
only that, but it's like seeing now like how co-occurring stuff
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
goes kind of
plays-
hand in hand with
Mhm.
with the substance abuse part. That's really, not only has it touched my life personally, but it's like seeing it here. And like I've been pushing a lot the past couple of weeks, like letting them know that, and I don't want to scare anybody, but I feel like I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't warn them that the next couple of months are really hard for a lot of people in recovery. I mean, October, after you get past the spooky season, then you got Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and Christmas, and
New
it's getting
Year's.
ready to get real. Plus, combined with the COVID and people still having to isolate, not as many meetings, I'm not worried, but I'm concerned.
It
You know, I
definitely
hope-
is.
I hope things go all right, and this is supposed to be a bad winter, so
What-
it's
what-
all type of stuff.
It's supposed to be a bad winter.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really cold.
Yeah, really cold.
You don't know about the Farmer's
Maybe-
Almanac?
I mean,
Almanac.
you'll look at news when you get older.
It's all right.
I check the weather every day when I wake
Yeah,
up.
but it's beyond that. It's bigger
Yeah.
stuff.
No, I mean,
More grown up.
we don't know, but I mean, I look at
The
that's
farmers
kinda-
know apparently.
That's why they got an almanac.
Unreal. I was really thinking it was gonna be like a warmer winter because it's still
No.
warm outside.
That's
Yeah,
the
but
trick.
that's the thing. Yeah,
That's the
we
trick,
still
see.
in the 80s now. Like it's
It's going to drop
You
to
know?
40 on Sunday.
A warmer summer usually means a colder winter.
Yeah.
Did you just say it's gonna drop to 40 on
40
Sunday?
night at night. Yeah, what it is.
Yeah.
I can't wait because I'm gonna sit on my front porch in my hoodie.
get your hoodies.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
ain't
get
going
that 40.
outside.
but like we gotta
Hey,
step it up,
hey.
man. I mean,
But
we
it
got
real
all these
stuff,
people-
though. Yeah, we do
but
need- we
the
need to step it
substance
up.
Abuse and the mental health and all of these different things. We just gotta kind of be ready.
Because
Yeah.
it is when people think like, honestly, Thanksgiving and Christmas, like you said, that's really not only like, the times when people miss their families, if their families are still not welcoming to them, but also when we go around family members that are drinking
Yeah, that's
a
what I was
lot.
about to say.
Honestly, for people new in recovery, if you go into your family that, some family members don't think that, okay, maybe I shouldn't have all these bottles around because I should have all these bottles around, because this person's alcoholic. I mean, there's a way to do it, I don't like it when I go to I go to a family event on a different side and they hide the drink. Like, I know you're drinking and you're going in the bathroom and stuff. You're acting like I'm broken. Like, don't make someone feel broken that is a recovering alcoholic or, addict.
I remember my first group of holidays,
Mhm.
clean and sober. I went down to my mom's house, of course, for Thanksgiving. That is my favorite holiday, and
Go figure.
I love food. And everybody was
Beggar.
Really, by heart. I can't wait till it
So-
catches up.
Oh my god. But everybody like was drinking, and nobody tried to hide it from me. I know
Yeah.
that's for sure. But it didn't really bother me.
Yeah, that part doesn't.
And then like last Thanksgiving, it was funny because we did Thanksgiving at my cousin's house, so nearly not as many people came. It was just like my mom, my cousins, my uncle, and a couple of my childhood friends came. And one of them, which drinks a whole lot, and it's like they were going to the store, but I never really saw them drink. Like, they told me they were going to the store to get alcohol, but I never saw them drink alcohol. But it was very obvious that they were intoxicated. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, and I try, like, now I'm at a point where it doesn't bother me as much, especially working in a restaurant industry. But I was like, you don't have to like sneak off.
Yeah,
Like, where
yeah.
you
It
can
doesn't bother
drink.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can drink in front of me now. Like, I guess, I don't know. It was really awkward
But
for me.
sometimes I think it's like a slap in the face. Like, you think I'm going to just
Drink?
relapse.
Yeah.
Everything I've worked for, I'm just going to relapse because
Yeah.
you're drinking right in front of me. So that's the part I don't like.
Uh-huh.
But I'm also mindful because I am alcoholic.
Yeah.
Y'all's probably wasn't primary, but mine is alcoholism straight through and through. And even being around individuals, I'm good to a certain point, but once I notice that it's getting too far, that they're in that intoxication level where I can't be
You gotta
around them
remove
comfortably,
yourself.
I remove myself. So I always tell everybody, and so let's give some hints, for the holiday season, is have a game plan. How do I get out of the situation? Maybe bring somebody with you
That's something
that's in
all the time.
recovery
So right.
too. Because, especially if you're living in our housing, I'm sure there's someone else in your house that doesn't even have a family to come home to right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, 100%.
We have people come from out of town that, that's just not feasible for them to go home for that. So it'd be great to, just maybe bring somebody along with you, but they'll hold you accountable as well.
Right.
Yeah, that I was thinking about you guys talking about like your different situations with alcohol and stuff. So my fiance, she doesn't suffer from the same disease that we
You're
suffer
right.
from.
Mm-hmm.
And like her son and like our kids, they come, and it's weird sometimes because like we'll go out and she'll always ask me, even now after seeing how I do my program, and no matter how much I sell it, she always asks me, is it all right? And sometimes it initially used to get on my nerves a lot. I was like, stop asking, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
But now I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I it's not like I need a warning or anything.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I want to do, I do not have the desire to do any
Mm-hmm.
drugs or alcohol.
We know how that works out.
But to have somebody in your corner like that that really cares enough to want to ask you, I just answer, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's, I look at it different now, and that's growth for me.
Yeah.
Because it used to really kind of like, why you keep on asking?
Yeah.
I've told you. But the way this disease is, I mean,
That's the way it looks.
any day.
Any day.
So, I can appreciate that a lot.
And I'm on board with you with that. Like, I appreciate when people are like cautious about it. Like, I have to keep in mind that like they're different than us. They're normies. You know what I'm saying? So what's normal for them isn't normal for us, you know what I'm saying, anymore. So like, it's like when they ask me, I'm like, yeah, like you're capable. Sometimes I have to tell people like you're allowed to do that. Like, you're capable of drinking and being successful. Like, you do you. Like, as long as I'm in a position where like it doesn't bother me being around it. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine. And if so, like you said, like I removed myself.
Yeah.
And I remember early in recovery, when I went down for my birthday. It was like my 25th or birthday or something like that. And my mom was like, well, bring all your friends down to the lake because my mama lives on the water. And my granddaddy brought the boat and stuff down there. And I remember like they were like drinking like beers, but they were like real inconspicuous about it. So I was like, they had like in the cooler, and they like stayed on land, like in the woods, and we were like all in the water, in the boat on the boat dock. And but I had people with like a significant amount of clean time with me, minus like 1 or 2 people. But and when I talked to Jill about it, she was like, "Take people with you." And I was like, "I'm taking a lot of people with me."
Yeah, really.
I had to.
It is. It's good to have people with you because people who are like-minded like you too.
Mhm.
Not just people that don't drink, but people who are in recovery.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
big difference.
And they
Yeah,
hold
I
you
hope-
accountable, dude.
Yeah, I always tell them too. If I drink, this occasion is gonna look a lot different.
A lot
Oh,
different.
A whole lot different. You
Good
know,
thing
y'all
that people I go around remember.
Yeah. Lord, it's gonna be a
I
lot
tell
different.
You, I mean, little things
Yeah.
like between the normies and it's not like a us versus them, but I mean,
In a sense.
my mindset. I always tell my guys this story. Like one time, my fiance got like a 4-pack of like wine spritzers or something, and they
Mhm.
like 16-ounce cans or whatever. And this was in probably June,
Yeah, I remember you telling me. The story.
and we go back in like October. This is like what 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, and it's 3 cans still in there.
Mhm.
In my mind,
Hell
that
no.
makes absolutely no sense. I would have
Yeah.
laid them down like a fat
Yeah.
baby going to sleep.
Yeah.
This
Right.
day one.
Yeah.
But that's just the difference.
Yeah.
You know, I'm drinking till it's done, and then I'm going to get some more, and then I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get some more, and it's not going to stop
It's not.
Yeah.
until
it
I'm
doesn't.
in jail
Mhm.
or whatever.
Passed out.
So
Somewhere.
yeah, I mean, I appreciate those people around me, you know, and
Better
I
mindful.
see how many people I've thinned out too as this time has passed. too.
Right.
Oh,
I've had to-
absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great. I think about. I went to a meeting last night and we were talking about the gifts of recovery,
Mhm.
and like it's easy. Like I can remember my first year when you were talking about the first year. The big thing for me was like having money in my paycheck, like on the next cycle, still
Mhm.
having money, and then being able to buy like a pair of tennis shoes
Mhm.
every paycheck,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and still have money left.
Every
And
paycheck?
every paycheck.
Oh my God.
Every 2 weeks for me.
How you budget?
Well, that was
Teach me your
back.
ways.
That was back in the
That
day.
was back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Not no more.
Okay.
Not, no
Not
more.
now.
Okay.
Not no. I got
He's got a whole house.
real life now.
Yeah.
But when I was living in a
Back real-
recovery house,
Yeah. that
I
was
could
nice.
buy a pair of sneakers every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And now I think about the things as far as gifts. Those are gifts in the first year. Now the real gifts for me, sure, I still trust me. I still like materials. I
materialistic
love
shit.
shoes. I
Mhm.
love clothes, all that. But now, like the actual peace of mind that I have,
Mhm.
because the amount of people that I cut out of my life that weren't going to be part of my journey, I don't have those the stressors that I used to have,
Right.
Mhm.
and it's amazing because I've changed everything. I tell them all the time too that when I first went to recovery, when I actually got my telephone back, I deleted 122 numbers out of my phone. That's between people I got high with, people I sold drugs to, people I bought drugs from, people I party with. 124 numbers out of my phone. And in the past 3 years, only 2 of those people tried to contact me. So that tells me a lot right there.
Mhm.
You know, and it's just the peace of mind, the intangible stuff is more important to me today. Like having a peace of mind, being able to be responsible enough to try to go to sleep at a decent hour. I'm not real good with that, but you know, little stuff like that. It's not so much about the material stuff. I mean, it's still get that just because, you know, I'm doing
What you're supposed to
what
be
I'm,
doing.
what my life needs to be doing right now. But it's pretty cool. All the intangibles are really great. Though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Like just to be able to, like I said, I used to have lots and loads of cash, but
Not lots.
lots and loads. But today I'm not someone who wants for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's not a desire. Like if I want something, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna go get it because it's not like it's just not. my mindset today is what I want is stuff that is memories. I
Mhm.
want to go, like I was thinking, like for this weekend, like I was talking to from my son's birthday and mine. I'm trying to make a plan or whatever, but if I need to go and pay $400 for 4 tickets or whatever, I can do that today because I'm not wasting my money on
Mhm.
alcohol or partying or helping dead weights. Like the
Mhm.
people that we got rid of when we stopped doing. You don't realize how much money you save too
Yeah.
when you don't
Mm.
deal with the people that you used to deal with. I mean,
Absolutely.
real stuff though. It's like a lot.
Yeah.
It's life changing.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's great.
Yeah.
And so what are our plans for I don't know. What are we doing for Halloween?
We're having
Having a movie night.
we are having a movie night
Oh, when is that movie night?
on the
guys?
30th, I believe. I don't know.
Oh, it's Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
is
the original
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
That's going to be awesome. So McShin is actually starting to do a movie night every month, I
Mhm.
believe. So we're actually starting that, and this the 30th is going to be the first one to try and see how that goes. But they're going to have Ghostbusters on it. I think it's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, and with
What do
that
you think?
movie night too, I just like to give a real quick shout out to my sister-in-law, Elise Kasich. She donated a LED projector and a big outside movie screen to McShin.
Wow.
That big bag of popcorn that I had downstairs, remember?
Yeah, it's been there. Yeah.
Yeah. She donated all
That's
that so we could do
awesome.
that.
That's
wait,
amazing.
there's a screen there too that you
It's a-
donated.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
donated a big inflatable screen as well. I put it all in the Honesty's office.
I saw the projector. I didn't see the screen.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
it's in
awesome.
another box. Yeah, but she
Okay.
donated all of that stuff for the movie night, and that inspired us to say, let's do movie night.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I appreciate that. Thanks, Elise.
Yeah,
You know,
thanks.
Lisa, that's awesome because thank you for that. Because you know what? There's nothing worse, like Jesse said that in the text. There's nothing worse than people new into recovery having idle time, not having anything to do.
Mhm.
And I think a movie night is a great way to get away from, the routine of me going here and going there. You know what? Let me sit back and let me have some fun. Like
Yeah.
just watching a movie and enjoying it. That means a
I
lot.
definitely believe that's like a key element. too,
Yeah.
Because people come into recovery. I know for me, when I came into
Mhm.
recovery, the first thing that the biggest deterrent for me was the fact that, man, you're not going to have fun. Life is
Yeah.
Yeah, that was-
We
suck.
don't know how to
Especially,
fun.
because out of my 2 top drugs, I used to smoke a lot of pot,
Mhm.
a lot of weed. So
Mhm.
weed, giggly and all that, and everything I did in my life though,
Got to smoke a blunt
I was
first.
smoking weed.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought was that, man, life is going to be so boring. I'm
Mhm.
not going to have any fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And look at here, 3 and some change years later, I'm laughing every day.
Yeah, all day we
And-
having a trip.
And yeah, it's amazing, and if that fun and recovery piece, we
Mhm.
have a group fun and recovery here.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for people to do things, fun activities, they can see that yeah, I can, life is cool, games and movies and all that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
because if we think about when we thought we were having fun, did we really have all that fun?
No,
I can't with this one over here.
Y'all, I woke up at 5:45
that
this
has
morning.
nothing to do with us at 2:00.
And I'm so tired. I'm winding down. I drank all my Red Bull. It's like that time of crash. But yeah.
No. Anyway, but yeah, like you're right. The fun and recovery is an important piece because that is really what people think in their mind. What am I going to do the rest of my life now that I'm not going to be drinking?
Yeah.
How am I going to have fun? But
Yeah.
guess what?
I
We
really
did
started.
have fun
I
when we
really
drinking.
started living. That was one of the things I was stressed about too when I came in. Like, what do? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, since I was 15 years old, all I've done was use. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do when you're not using? Like, what is there to do? And
Mm-hmm.
like going to the movies or like going bowling or something sounded so stupid to me or like immature in a sense. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not doing that. But then when I came in and we would do things like go to the park or
Mm-hmm.
go to museum. I would never in life go to a museum before this, but
Fine Arts Museum, right?
Oh,
like
VMFA.
yeah,
Ooh.
I would
But
never.
didn't you even go with your family?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's like cool now. Right?
Yeah.
it is.
Now
when
it's
you
like-
think about it.
Now it's like what I really like doing is doing stuff like that. Like we have a game night planned Saturday. We go. I like to eat, of course. People know that.
All the time.
I go out to eat all the time. It's so unhealthy. And I like to go do things like bowling, situations like that, go to the movies, things like that. And I would have never enjoyed doing that I would have never done it while I was using. And that was something I worried about coming in. Like, what am I supposed to do now? And then people just like took me under the wing and like brought me along. And I was like, this isn't terrible, you know? And now we do. Like, that's one thing I love about working here. I was just talking to my boyfriend about this the other day, about working here. And I was like, listen, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. It is work. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, we work hard.
It is
Oh.
work, but like the work doesn't really feel like work. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's so natural in a sense, like in the environment that we work in. Like I feel like it's something I'm supposed to do, and like working with the people that I work with, it makes everything. There's not one thing that I don't like. If I don't know how to do something, there's not one person in here that I couldn't go to that would help me figure out what I'm supposed to do, and I just love the environment. So like to me, coming in here most of the time is fun. That would be fun to me most of the time because I just talk shit the whole time. And when I have the time to do it, and like just we have fun.
All day long we have fun.
All day.
I think
Even
that's
if I'm
part of-
just calling Mo and hanging up on him, it's just fun.
That
That's
is
a
not
riot.
fun to me. She does it to me all the time. She'll call and say one thing and then hang up.
Yeah, I just do it on him though.
Yeah,
It's just
we have
to do it.
fun with that.
Yeah, we just.
But I
love
feel
it.
like that's that too, as far as this being like a fun place to work,
Mhm.
a cool place to work. I think that comes with like finding your purpose. in
Right.
life.
Yeah.
Because another thing I tell a lot of stories, but I cooked for 27 years
Mhm.
of my life
That's
before
my
I
whole
came
life.
working. Yeah, you're 12.
That's, I know.
So,
God.
I mean, I
Oh,
cooked for 27 years, and when I started cooking, the first restaurant I worked
I was
in,
3 when you started cooking.
that was like 92 or 94.
Oh yeah, I was 3.
Yeah, y'all are.
She was not 3.
She is so full of it. So look, but no,
I'd try
really,
it.
I based what I thought that was my passion, my
Yeah.
life's purpose, and I based my passion on the fact that I didn't have to take a urine test. I didn't have to take a piss test because you could smoke weed and work in a restaurant.
Oh, you can do
all day
everything working in a
long.
restaurant.
And I ended up extending it out for 27 years, and at the end of that, I was miserable. I was
Mhm.
really done. I mean, my knee got kind of bad. I was like, I can't do this for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
I'm all right. I like cooking sometimes, but I mean, then I come here and it's like it's effortless.
Mhm.
I mean, no,
There is
no,
with
hold
some
on.
effort.
Let me tell the truth. Like some days,
Mhm.
like for instance, I had to take a day off Monday. Because it's a lot of emotional and mental stuff that you have to deal with
Mhm.
working here, and it's well worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's definitely worth it, but I always have to remember that
We got to work on ourselves too.
we have to. I'm a person in recovery too, and if I get
Mhm.
off kilter, I'm not going to be good to anybody. So you
Mhm.
have to take care of yourself. That's they talk about the self care all the time.
Mhm.
That's a key element,
And that's
as
what's
far as
so awesome about
keeping
working
it here.
here
Yeah.
is because we have that
We have that
opportunity.
ability.
Yeah, like if we call in and say, "Look, I'm feeling stressed out. I've done all this week. I just need a day." They're not going to, our bosses aren't going to say, "No,
Yeah.
sorry, suck it up." They understand
Yeah.
it because our recovery really comes first for them too.
Mhm.
Like they don't want to push us to a point that we're,
Mhm.
having to go into recovery. We work together all the time. What did Joe P say?
Don't let the passion fatigue burn y'all out.
It won't, Joe P. I took a class on it.
Definitely. Yeah, we got
But yeah.
certifications. on that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got some credits for that. And that's for my PRS too. You gotta use the credits.
Absolutely.
I gotta
Absolutely.
take that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and that's why I said it's really important. But you're right though, Joe P, because it can happen in the position that we are in because we see so much and we deal with so much and there's so much death. Unfortunately, there's so
Mhm.
much. Someone coming back, someone not appreciating what we do. That just we're the worst people in the world. It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, we do everything we can, but sometimes it's just someone's not ready. And sometimes some people feel some kind of way about it, but themselves. But I think we've got to a point that we understand, like, we can do our best, but we can't save everybody.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we're here to do our best. And definitely one thing about us that I think separates us from one thing that from us that separates us from a clinical place is that we got that love and our care. Like we
Yeah.
literally care about
Mhm.
every person that's through our that comes through our door. Now, I'm not saying that they don't do that in the clinical sense, but doctors and nurses don't really have that ability.
Yeah, we can be more personable.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
one thing that I did learn from the person that had the position before me was like
that she was so awesome.
yeah, she's Miss Waldron. She's literally the best person in the world.
Yeah.
Um,
You know how you are. What's up?
yeah.
Joe.
She was
Love
like,
you.
you have to set healthy boundaries
Absolutely.
because it's
important.
it's important because it can be easy to like get attached to certain people and then it breaks your heart. Same with like living in a recovery house. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
that's something she really had to like she was preaching to me hard when I lived in a recovery house. Because everybody I got close to went back out and I would take it real personal. So it's like also that carries into this position because we work so closely with a lot of these people that like it's easy to build these relationships with them and then we take it personally if like they go back out or they die or something like that. So like we have to like put up those not saying walls but set those boundaries.
right.
So when it happens or if it happens like it won't break us down. That's just something I had to learn early on and it just carried over.
Yeah, but I mean, even though we have the healthy boundaries, we still have the care and
The compassion. Oh,
that
100%.
everyone needs. So
That's why they're healthy boundaries.
yeah.
Healthy.
So I mean,
Yeah.
but it's a way to learn though. I mean, I think we've got that down packed. But I can, I see guys all the time coming in and talk to Mo, and they look for Mo. You know what I mean? So I mean, like people look to hear your great advice. Did you think this would happen 5 years ago?
Never. Ever.
5 years ago.
No.
Sometimes now I don't believe it.
Yeah, right.
Why
Real
you gonna-
stuff.
It's hard to believe, but I mean, that's what
You
it
see
is.
how we grow. It's crazy because even like with you, like when you first came in recovery,
God, I was a mess.
someone I talked to on the phone, who's coming back, who's an alumni of ours, once he's released. He said, I heard Dixie's the director of female programs now. But that's how you would think if you didn't know Dixie over this last year, though.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
God. Yeah, that's valid.
But like you couldn't believe it.
That's how I felt when they said, "You want a job here?" I said, "Yeah."
And then look at you though. Look at how you blossomed. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But you know what, Mo? Dixie, you know what I'm gonna do?
No, don't do
We
it.
always end off with like a word of advice, some things. So I'm gonna start it off, right?
All right.
So my thing is I'm gonna go back to a saying I said earlier. For those out there that are still out there or thinking about it, don't give up. Every day that you wake up is an opportunity for change. You don't have to stay in the same situation that you're in. We only have one life. Make the best of it. But again, know that you can keep moving forward.
Nice. If you don't change the direction that you're going in, you're going to end up going in that direction.
Valid. Yay!
Hell yeah.
Think on it.
Y'all, I hate when she does this to me. I get so nervous. It's never too late. I'm not gonna say what I normally say.
Thug it out.
Thug it out. It's never too late to do something different or to come back if you're still given that chance to be able to come back.
We love you. Thank you so much for get in the herd. Woo woo.
Peace.
Bye.
Here at McShin, we believe in the McShin way, which is authentic recovery support service providers, people with lived experience, bringing that experience to those who need that lived experience in recovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in many things to support our mission. We believe in women empowerment.
What I love most about what we believe here at McShin is we believe in the authenticity of the peer-to-peer approach.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in giving people opportunity.
Here at McShin, we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
At the McShin Foundation, we believe in helping people reach their full potential.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in multiple pathways to recovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in placing principles before personalities to help spread hope.
Here at McShin, we believe that recovery is possible and that any person seeking recovery can become a more acceptable, responsible, and productive member of society.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in self-discovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in saving lives and offering second chances.
Here at McShin, we believe you can do this.
Here at McShin Foundation, we believe that we can only keep what we have by giving away, which is why we continue to help others like us seek and find recovery.
We'll get there soon. We could be any place.